Welcome back to another stream, everybody, on HackDroid Crypto. And today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be going over briefly what the Nicehash CEO has said about the hack and some of the repayment that they're going to be doing in the near future, especially this year. But if you guys are new to what happened with Nicehash, effectively in December of 2017, so fairly recently, at the time of this, it is April 2018. So about 4 or 5 months ago, Nicehash went through a large-scale hack. About $60 million was stolen from hackers, and it lost a lot of trust. It was covered by pretty much every single mainstream kind of media that you can imagine in the crypto space, and everyone was pissed off. It was a brutal kind of insight into what happens during a hack scenario. How's it going, Media Tricks? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Luca Matic? Welcome to the stream. So it was a very high profile hack. They stole $60 million worth of cryptocurrency from Nicehash, and everyone argues about just the backlash. And the CEO came out in 2017 in December and did this interview. So I wanted to walk through that first for the Wiki Tribune. And it just is a quick Q&A of what he said the plan was. And I also wanted to do an update of something that happened last week with Nicehash in the middle of April, around the 21st. So in this interview, you can see one of the main questions was, how is Nicehash going to regain trust with customers? And the answer, he said, was there's tens of thousands of people. There's 750,000 as of December users on Nicehash, which I think is way past 1 million at this point. But a lot of people were very supportive, which is a so-so answer. And then here's the final one that I wanted to go through here. It's they intend to make it right, and they're going to rectify everything in the next few days. And what I wanted to focus on was what actually happened after this interview. So the CEO came out. He said that they were sorry. He said 60 million was taken in December. And what happened in the last few weeks here, if we go over to Reddit, let's go to this thread, the actual staff of Nicehash responded to this repayment of hack question mark on the Reddit or the subreddit. So they went through and responded to this. So it says, I haven't been on this subreddit too often. Can anyone shed some light onto the continuing payments if I can keep mining it to do so? So, yep, that's right, Media Trick, 60 million. Crazy hack, big hack. It was pretty brutal. So as you can see, I'm going to scroll down. The Nicehash staff monitors their subreddit. If you guys are interested, go check it out. They answer a lot of questions. They talk a lot about updates. And this is probably the most important update in the last 5 months from them. So their response to this 7 days ago was they repaid 30% to users. So they've repaid a lot of the stolen hack, and that just goes to show how much they've actually been able to make in the last 5 months. If they're able to do, let's do 60 million. So they've repaid 18 million as of today. And at the beginning of April, they repaid 10%, and that was their last repayment. However, we do not have a schedule for the future, so they don't have an immediate one. Once we will repay next part of the balance, we will make an official statement. And this kind of transparency, in my opinion, is nice to see, and it is an attempt to build transparency. The fact that they are very active on their subreddit, they are responding to people within a few hours of inquiries like this, And I think that, you can tell that people are happier with a quick response on the subreddit. And the fact that they've paid 18 million in 5 months to users is kind of I was a little bit shocked, to be honest. I thought that they were going to do much more of a long-term repayment. So as I dug deeper, I actually found a little bit more of an insight into the reimbursement plan. So let's jump into this next subreddit here. Next, hack reimbursement or schedule. Any news on when victims of the hack will get their next reimbursement and the schedule will be provided? I bet Nicehash team wishes that they would have reimbursed us when Bitcoin was lower. It would have taken less investor money to get it done. And this top comment here was done yesterday, the first couple of comments actually. And as you can see, they don't have a timeline, but at the very end here, you'll see, and I saw this on multiple sites. I wanted to condense this down just to one quick overview, but there's no official timeline, but it is a monthly payout schedule. So they just paid 10% back of that 60 million on the 1st of April. So that's kind of the first. They said they paid 30% back over the last 5 months since the hack, but at the same time, it could have been in buckets, it could have been in different increments, but I would go as far as to say, based on all of the different resources I've seen, is it's going to be paid on the 1st of every month, and it's going to be 10%. So if we pull up the calculator real quick, 0.10 times 60 million is 6 million. So on the 1st of every month, Nicehash is going to repay the victims of their hack $6 million. And that's my theory. And so far, everything that I've read, everything that I've researched, multiple subreddits, lots of people talking about the repayment plan because some people lost $20,000, $30,000 all in December. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of information out there. And ultimately, their subreddit is by far the best resource. So everyone seems to be kind of chattering about different things here in a lot of theories, but ultimately it comes back to 10% every month on the 1st of the month. So going here, you can see multiple people saying it looks like, well, if they keep a schedule they've been using, it would be 10% at the 1st of every month, so $6 million the 1st of every month. Survey says it will be 1st of every month, like other repayment has. What I remember reading is May 1st, and the schedule or more information will be released May 1st. So I know a lot of people that were frustrated with this situation, and ultimately I think that Nicehash got into hot water. They got into really, really bad territory when you lose $60 million in any industry, you're going to be in some trouble. And I think that yeah, they're gaining some trust back, but at the same time, in order to defend that, Nicehash had to have something to point to, and they luckily used the publicly available information on the blockchain. So once again, one of the amazing things about blockchain technology being transparent, a publicly available ledger, everyone could go and they could literally see where the hackers moved the coins to, because people were accusing them of it being an inside job. They said, Nicehash, you guys stole $60 million to fund your venture. It was very much alongside with Tether, where they lost 30 million in a hack, and people were thinking that they had just sort of sabotaged their users and taken money. But the reality is the CEO came out in this interview long before repayment was even of discussion, because the hack had literally just happened at the time of this interview, And he said it's publicly available on the blockchain. You guys can go check it out. You can see exactly where the hackers moved the money. You can kind of follow the flow of the money to a certain extent. And he also divulges that they're working with authorities. I don't know what authorities they would be working with to go over the breach, but at the same time, I don't know what to really believe about that. I do know that, as a lot of you guys are familiar with, I do a lot of mining on Nicehash, and I think that it's a great platform. For me, it's ultimately going to just simplify everything down. And a lot of people say it's for newbies, yada, yada, yada. But the reality is if it's mining altcoins all throughout the day and then converts back to Bitcoin, that to me is worth all of the time I would be spending taking these altcoins and moving them on to something like Binance and dumping them. That's a lot of time spent just merely moving coins to the exchange and dumping them at a certain price point. Like that has no interest in me. I'd much rather pay some fees, add some additional hashing power on top, and effectively just get it converted to Bitcoin at the end of the day. And I'm long Bitcoin, so a lot of you guys have DM'd me asking me questions about how's it going, Nicola? Welcome to the stream. A lot of you guys have DM'd me asking me questions about Nicehash and their trustworthiness, and that's why I really wanted to go over this, what they're doing to repay people, building back that trust. The CEO's done countless interviews. This one specifically has the most information on it about the publicly available ledger where the hackers have moved the money. A lot of people have been watching it. Because $60 million, you can't just easily distribute that out throughout the network without being traced. So I do know a few bounties that are out on these hackers. It's really a pretty ugly situation, but at the same time, Nicehash is making it right. They're giving back $6 million at the beginning of every single month, or 10% of what was stolen. And in my opinion, that's pretty trustworthy in a space where you have constant attacks and people just coming after you 24/7. So I commend them on that. I also recommend, if you guys are using Nicehash like me, and you guys follow my series about me mining on Nicehash, I'm putting out about 900 mega hashes on Dagger Hashimoto regularly through Nicehash. So I'm heavily invested in it. I do think that they're doing a great job with transparency. I admire that. And anyone that can bounce back from a hack like this deserves a little bit of a pat on the back, because you lose $60 million, you're gonna have some issues for sure from your users. That a lot of accusations flying around. But I do think that I wanted to cover the interview with the CEO. He just kind of goes over some brief things about the hackers and what they know, just how they're analyzing the stolen funds, how they're regaining some trust from 1 million people now. And he doesn't really touch on the repayment in this interview, but as it said on the subreddits, it looks like they are going to make another announcement on May 1st. So that's it for this. I wanted to just show you guys what I've been researching around the Nicehash hack, the CEO's interview, as well as the repayment of 10% each month. If you guys lost anything, feel free to comment in the description or the comment section below. I'm really interested to talk to people that have lost any amount in this hack, because I myself I got into Nicehash mining after the hack, after I read that it was safe. So I'd love to discuss with anybody that has lost money in this hack. It is unfortunate. Back in 2014 in the Mt. Gox situation, I lost a lot of Bitcoin in that, and I definitely bounced back. But I'm very interested in a company that's willing to repay this much each month to regain trust. That's admirable to me. But that's it for this stream. If you guys like this, smash the like button. If you're new and you like cryptocurrency, mining, new projects on blockchain, subscribe, join the family, and I will see you guys on the next